All right. So thank you guys for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. So today's day 11 out in the wild, man. It's in the books. It's Friday night, man. In the wild, man. I'm going to try to do 60 days out here in the tent. And I wasn't going to get on camera today, man. I've been trying to do a video every day, but I was laying here and I was thinking about, like, yesterday I did a video that was kind of out in nature and there wasn't a whole lot of which is okay, man. It was just me out around town and kind of practicing my editing skills because I'm not very creative when it comes to that stuff. So, I figured I would come on here and say something real quick, man. And I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I always find something. So, first of all, I apologize for the lighting, but I think I did a pretty damn good job, man. It's super dark here, and I doubt you guys want to sit around and see my face in the dark. Well, I don't know, maybe that's an improvement for for the viewing pleasure, man, but I think I did a pretty good job, man. So I hung up a lantern right there, right, and I hung a lantern up, I don't know if you can see it right there, and got a couple of backlights here, man. So listen to you, Jeremiah, man. I did the best I could, buddy. Like, it's not my specialty, but a friend of mine, very big on the lighting, man. And so I do the best I can, man. But I'm winging all this, man. I really don't know what I'm doing. People ask me that all the time. They're like, so what are you doing all this for? And I can tell you this, man. I have absolutely no idea, man. No idea, right? There's nothing to accomplish. There is no motive or goal at the end of this thing, man. I just so my spiritual journey has started me to pay attention to when things come across my heart or my mind, right? Like, I have this saying that if somebody's name pops into my head, man, maybe I should call them, and it's the same thing with what I do. So maybe I should call them. Maybe that person needs to hear from me, or maybe I need to hear from that person, right? But so I don't take for granted those things anymore as much as I used to, right? And this was just something that came across my heart, and the YouTube channel, I've said in a previous video, like, is inspired by the loss of the friend who it kind of encouraged me in a text message like that I should do something like this, and when he passed, I did this. And at the same time, this minimalist tent living, letting go of more attachments, came across my heart. So here I am, man. So day 11, man, it's an uneventful day, which is completely okay with me today, man. So I woke up this morning, I met with my friend Jason, man, and we had some coffee, and we just, talk about life. And he's just coming back from a trip. He's a photographer, and he's just coming back from a trip to Detroit where he takes photographs of like architectural and things of that nature. And I love it, man, because he's just doing his thing, right? Like, he's living his dream, man. He's trying to, do things that he enjoys doing, and he's out in big city absolutely by himself, man. But just as I'm out here in the tent absolutely by myself, and it doesn't matter what we do, right? I love seeing people that are taking control of their life and, living out their experience with doing things that they enjoy. So after that, man, I get a lot of calls, from people, man, and I tell them all the same thing, like, because my life has changed so much, man. It's transitioned so much, and I'm a much more like caring and loving and peaceful and giving and servant type person today. Not that I was ever a bad person, man. This is that big fallacy, right? I was a bad person. I wasn't, but I was just like everybody else. I was wrapped in politics and dogmas and selfishness and attachments and desires, right? And I'm still plagued by those things, just not as much. So I guess this is what I'll talk about, man. My friend asked me, he's like, so how do you stay not bothered by things? And I'm like, I don't, man, right? It's first of all, I didn't do anything, right? It happened to me, man. Things happened to me, right? Like, it wasn't anything I did, right? This sudden awakening, right? I can't awaken myself. I was awakened, right? It was like, and it came from immense suffering, and most of my growth today comes from suffering, right? It's you suffer enough to, and then all of a sudden, like, the lights come on a little bit and you realize you're making yourself suffer. So So awakening happened to me, man, and on this journey, like, the onion keeps getting peeled, man. I keep getting more layers brought back. So I want to tell this story, man, that I told this person today. He's like, I was talking to him, and I'm like, there's only two ways you can walk this world, right? You were completely in the moment, completely with God, right? Completely with the universe, or presence, or consciousness, or awareness, or mindfulness, whatever you want to call it, right? You are walking completely in that 100% in the moment, or you are walking with yourself, man. There is no middle ground, right? Like, it's either this or that. You can't be straddling the fence, right? Like, you're either all the way over here where there is no suffering, there is no problems, everything is perfect, and you're seeing the coincidences, the synchronicities in life, or you're over here and you're suffering, right? There's no middle ground, man. And the suffering is, varies, right? But make no bones about it, when that power flows through you, right? When the consciousness, when that God consciousness or presence or creator or source or energy or whatever somebody refers to it as, when that flows through you, you don't get tired, you don't get fatigued, you don't feel stress, you don't get resentful, you don't have anger, you don't have intolerance, you don't have impatience, you don't have self-pity, right? You are completely immersed, you see the connections with everything, and it's just a joyous ride, man. And other times when you're feeling uncomfortable, when you're feeling disturbed, when you're feeling discontent, right? That's a clue, man, that you are not you are not like walking with your creator, man, right? And he asked me, he's like, how do you stay there? And I said, good effing question, man, right? Like, and that's the real battle, man. That's why we say my friend says it's a million surrenders, right? It's like you are completely alone with everything, man, completely immersed in the moment, right? And you're like, oh man, I'm a very spiritual person and everything's great. And the next moment, man, you are like, you are impatient in line, or you're feeling fatigued, you're like, I don't want to do this, and it's that constant battle back and forth. And I want to relay a story before I get off, man, that details this pretty well in my life. So about a year and a half ago, man, I will cover like how to be in the moment and how to be connected to that source and how to touch that and the things you have to do, if you can do anything at all to get there. But in another video, I'm thinking about going live and maybe doing it. I've never done that before, but I could talk forever on this topic. But so nonetheless, man, I'm going on this spiritual walk, right? I'm out in the preserve out here, man. I'm out in nature, and it's me and my dog, and I'm completely connected to everything. I spend 3 or 4 hours out there, walk for miles, man, and just feel this unbelievable like peace and serenity and joy in my heart, man, and so fulfilled, right? And just no hurry to get anywhere, and just enjoying it, man. And after 3 or 4 hours, man, I come back to my car and load my dog up, and I'm just so overcome with like love, man. And I have nowhere to be, man. I load my dog up and I'm driving home, and it's not 5 minutes later, I'm pulled over by a trooper, and I'm getting him in a ticket, right? I got off the highway where I was doing 70 miles an hour. I get off 95 and I get on this other road. Speed limit is 45 miles an hour, man. So I get a 70 and a 45, and I come up to the red light, and I kind of do the old California stop, and I get 2 tickets, man. So one moment, I'm completely immersed with that presence, with God, with universe, and walking. And the next moment, I'm driving like an asshole, man. And what changed, right? What changed, right? I changed. My subconscious, it's just a drive home. It's typical. It's normal, man. So how do you stay with that love and that perfect stillness all the time? You keep working at it, man. It's a million surrenders. So thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it. Please hit like, please share, please subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, how you stay with that presence, man. I appreciate you. Day 11 in the books. Love.